Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Master of Information Management or the Master in it Informatie Management. My name is Bart Basens and I'm the program coordinator of both programs. As you can see, we have an English speaking program, Master of Information Management, and a Dutch equivalent thereof, Master in it Informatie Management. We do encourage as many students as possible to follow the English speaking program, Master of Information Management, because the group is bigger and it will also help you grow your international communication skills. So I'm the program coordinator. I'm located in the heart of Leuven, more specifically at the Faculty of Economics and Business, Naamsestraat 69, third floor, room 03.120. You can see my email address right there. In case you have any questions relating to the content of the program, feel free to email me. I don't have any office hours. In case you do need an appointment with me, please send me an email first, such that we can agree on a common date and location. I'm assisted by the study counselor, Ms. Neste Leo. It's very important that if you have any questions for her, that these should especially relate to the composition of your study program or even your study progress. You can not, it's recommended to not email her, but post any questions or arrange an appointment through our FEB advisor platform, of which you can see the address mentioned right there. So these could be questions relating to the composition of your study program, relating to your study progress, or general questions about studying at our Faculty of Economics and Business. What are the goals of the program? Well, the goal of the program is a non-technical education in information management. So we're not going to teach you how a computer works or how a computer thinks. So we're not going to elaborate on technical specificities such as hardware, such as processors, such as networks, etc. But what we're going to do is we're going to elaborate and study the usage of ICT technology for the efficient use and management of information in a business context. And you can think of a variety of business contexts, such as marketing, such as finance, accounting, HR, production, and logistics, and so on. So we're going to see how information and communication technology and how any type of ICT technology can be used to make your business more efficient. We will start from a basic technological background and then gradually elaborate and build further upon that and elaborate on the managerial potential thereof. Our program has been designed in line with the MSIS 2006 and IS 2010 frameworks, which are two well-known international frameworks for the setup of any program in information management. And as such, it aims at providing new skills, knowledge, and insight in five core areas. The first one relates to the managerial aspects of information and communication technology. As you will see, the term management will pop up a lot along the goals of the program, but also when we talk about the courses that make up the program. We're going to talk about analysis and modeling in a business context. More specifically, we're going to teach you how to analyze and model data, processes, and decisions. We're going to elaborate on the role of ICT architecture. An ICT architecture is a layered design of an ICT system that has various components in there, each with their own ICT or business specific responsibilities. And we're going to elaborate on that. We will also, since this is a master program, teach you some advanced information process and knowledge management skills. Think about big data and data science or analytics, for example, which is all around these days. Furthermore, especially through your master thesis, we will teach you a professional and scientific information attitude. We will teach you how to collect information, how to see whether the information has good scientific quality, how to summarize it, how to condense it, and how to formulate a research question, how to set up a research methodology, how to do a sound and solid literature review, etc. All of that will be especially elaborated upon during the course of your master thesis. The need for information management is now bigger than ever before. There's lots of companies that thrive on data, information, and knowledge that they get out of it. Think about Google. Google's core business is managing data, storing data, and analyzing data. Think about Facebook, whose core business is essentially the same as Google, from a data perspective, but who's looking at it from a different angle, because on Facebook you can set up friendship relationships, you can like each other's posts, you can follow each other, etc. So this all creates some very interesting information exchanges that can then be leveraged for business purposes, for example, to do intelligent advertising, etc. Think about YouTube, think about Netflix, think about companies like IBM, Flickr, Twitter, who's recently been bought by Elon Musk. All of these companies essentially thrive on the information. They gather information, they store information, they analyze information, and they do something with it. And they try to build business models on top of that information, right? Often these business models will be revenue generating models, advertising models, and so on. Throughout the Master of Information Management, we will extensively teach you how these business models essentially work, right? Like how does Google earn its money? How does Google advertising work? Yeah. What can you do with Google Analytics? What can you do with Google Trends? We will study the various types of products that Google provides. We will also teach you about Netflix. How is Netflix gathering information about the behavior of its customers, about what movies or series they like, what movies or series they don't like, etc. We're going to teach you about Twitter. We're going to teach you about what you can do with tweets, how you can analyze them, and how you can do sentiment analysis with tweets using things like natural language processing. We will teach you whether a tweet can be labeled as a positive or a negative sentiment, etc. All of that will be accomplished using underlying technologies as provided by IBM, Windows, Oracle, etc. Um, our Master of Information Management is to a large extent industry driven in the sense that we collaborate with quite a lot of firms, national as well as international, research wise, and we try to embed as much as possible our research findings that we gain through these collaborations throughout our program. We have intensive collaborations with KBC, which is a big European bank, with Brussels Airport, with SAP, with SAS, with Coca-Cola. All of these are actually research chairs, as we call them, which also give us a lot of practical knowledge about how part of the theory that we teach in terms of data modeling, in terms of process modeling or decision modeling, can be successfully applied in a business setting. So all of these collaborations result typically into very interesting case studies. And most often, you will also conduct your master thesis in collaboration with one of these industry partners. Okay, so let's have a closer look at the setup or the anatomy of the program. The Master of Information Management, basically it's a one-year master, so it accounts for 60 study points, right? And you can see we have yellow, we have orange, we have green, we have purple. Red is mandatory courses in information management, and these account for 24 ECTS. And you will see that throughout the composition of the program, you will see the term management occurring a lot. So here we have in the mandatory course on information management, we have business analysis, ICT service management, architecture and modeling of management information systems, and data science for business. These are mandatory or compulsory courses. Then we have a mandatory basic course, which you can get an exemption for if you've already taken it before in any previous program. These account for 12 ECTS, and here we have principles of database management. Again, this happens to be a very interesting course, especially because I teach it. Then we have also business information systems. Then we have the master thesis, which is a very serious aspect, is a very serious component of your master program, and it's considered to be the cherry on the cake of your education, and accounts for 15 credits. The electives should be a minimum of 9 ECTS, and they have been grouped into 4 categories. We have data science electives, software engineering electives, management electives, and also a project elective, which is an internship in a firm. Okay, here are your professors. So this is me. You can add my emailing address. I'm specialized in big data and analytics, credit risk, and fraud analytics. So that's when I teach, I will also try to embed as much as possible my research throughout my lecturing. And that's actually also what my colleagues will do. They will try to embed as much as possible their knowledge, their research insights and results from their recent research projects in their teaching. This is one of my former PhD students, Wouter Verbeke, who is specialized in causal machine learning, profit-driven analytics, and fraud analytics. Johannes de Smet also did his PhD in our group, specialized in process analytics, sequence mining, and decision mining in processes. Then we have another PhD student of mine, Professor Jochen de Weert, who specialized in process mining, business process management, business process modeling, and analytics. Then we have Professor Monique Snoek, who specialized in UML, Unified Modeling Language. It's a data and process modeling language in requirements engineering and business process modeling. And then we have our dean, or current dean, Professor Wilfried Lemailleux, who specialized in distributed architectures, databases, and data integration, and also business process modeling. So these will be the professors that will help you support most of the courses or teach most of the courses of the program Master of Information Management. Okay. What do we consider to be the key strengths of the program? Well, there's three key strengths. First of all, our program is interactive and feedback driven. That means that most, if not all, of the courses will involve assignments, exercise sessions, and intermediate feedback because we have conceived the master information management not that much as a marathon, not that much as a sprint, which you finish at the end, but a marathon, a continuous, spread out, distributed effort across the entire academic year. That's why we have regular points of assessments that we have built in order to make sure that you make good progress throughout the entire year. So the assignments exercise sessions are not there to be a pain, but they're really there to help you um, um, move along through the program. We also are a team that is very active research-wise. We're relatively young in terms of age, so that means that most of us are still very, very, very active when it comes to research. And we try to embed as much as possible our research findings throughout the different lectures um, by helping you reenact some of our previous research studies, by building further upon our research studies, or um, by research cases that we present to you throughout the different courses. We also try to connect very well with the industry. So we have an industry-driven education. We provide an industry-driven education. So we will include guest speakers, real-life case studies, and also the master project. The master project is typically a project that you will conduct in groups of 3 students, and that will involve very close collaborations with one of our partnering firms of the industry. Assignments are a very important part of the program, as I already told you. So many courses, like my courses, they will involve assignments. Take assignments seriously. That's really very important. Um, they're a very important part of the evaluation, so it's important that you take them seriously. All professors will communicate the deadlines for submission clearly at the beginning of the academic year, and these deadlines are to be strictly respected. Usually, it doesn't make you look good if you ask for an extension of a deadline, right? Because it means that you're intending to not respect it. Deadlines are to be strictly respected. If the deadline is set at 15th November, then make sure that you have submitted your assignment on the 15th of November. Some of the assignments will also include team-based assignments, which means that you have to collaborate as a team. That means that you also should get along as a team and avoid team failure. So carefully choose your team members and try to manage and deal with team conflict so as to avoid team failure. Make sure the team keeps doing good work. The master thesis is the ultimate opportunity to combine theory, practice, and creativity, most typically in collaboration with a firm. So it's, as I said, is the cherry on the cake of the program. It accounts for 15 ECTS, and it's usually performed in groups of 3 on a variety of different topics. It depends upon your supervisor, right? If you do your master thesis with me, it will be on an analytics related topic, but it could also be on enterprise modeling, on data quality, on business process modeling, on process analytics, depending upon the supervisor that you choose. Every master thesis is guided by a supervisor or a promoter who's a professor or a PhD, someone with a PhD like a postdoc, and a daily supervisor such as a PhD student. There will be a progress seminar where you can present your intermediate results in February, and the final defense will then take place in May, June, right? The purpose of this master thesis is to really come up with a very nice piece of work, as I said, combining theory, practice, and showing some of your creativity. There's an information session at the start of the academic year where we will also provide you with a sandwich lunch and some speed dating with your promoters and supervisors to get to know the topics that they are offering into detail. Okay. What are the student versus lecturer expectations? What do we as lecturers expect from students? Well, one study point is about on average, right? These are numbers that have been based on averages, is about 25 to 30 hours of work, right? So 6 study points, like my course, Principles of Database Management, is 6 study points, which accounts for 150 to 180 study hours. 1 hour of lecture usually on average corresponds to 3 hours of student work. So 1 hour of teaching could correspond, for example, to 1 hour of study, 1 hour for tasks and assignments, and 1 hour of exam preparation, or it could also account for 2 hours of study and 1 hour of exam preparation. It's very important that you attend the lectures either online on site or depending upon the format that the professor has chosen, and pay attention. Keep up with the material whenever the professor asks you to do something, to read a course text, to do that, try and do that at home as much as possible. Participate in the assignments, in the exercise sessions, and the discussions, and obviously make the assignments. What can students expect from us? Well, we pledge to provide high quality lecturing. We will go the extra mile to provide you a good teaching experience. We will answer to the questions you have, obviously, if they are related to the course topic. We will try and do that by email within 5 working days. So do give us 5 working days to reply to your email, as all of us are typically being flooded by emails, and sometimes a speedy response is simply not possible. We can also do that right before and after class, during breaks, and also upon appointment if you're interested in having an appointment with us. We will also try and give you as much as possible feedback after the assignments, the exercise sessions, and also after the exam. Exams, carefully inspect your exam schedule and locations every year, even this year or last year as well. There are students that forget about the exam date, forget about the exam location, are in the wrong place, and so on. Make sure this doesn't happen to you. Be sure to be on time. We have 2 exam periods. We have one in January, June, and then we have the resit, which spreads across August and September. What are the target job profiles? Well, it's a master of information management. So I told you we teach you how to leverage ICT technologies for business purposes. So the technical profiles is not what we're aiming for. We're not aiming um, application developer or programmer. We're not aiming at IT security and risk manager or network administrator, because these are more computer science related profiles. We are more aiming for profiles that use ICT technology to gain competitive advantage in a business context. Profiles such as a business process analyst, business process architect, profiles such as a business analyst, so profiles such as a data scientist, e-business manager, project manager, IT consultant, where the focus lies on the usage of ICT technologies for business purposes, right? We have a Facebook group, a public and a private group. The public group, you can see the address right here. This is for students, alumni, professors, and assistants to exchange information on. Announcements will sometimes be made here in addition to Toledo. Toledo is the online learning platform. There's also a private student group in case you want to post some interesting rumors and or gossip which you don't want to be visible to professors. This is a private group just for students and alumni, and it's free of discussions. And there you can have free discussions which are not seen by professors, right? Okay. Practical information. You can check all the information on the student platform. You can see the student platform or portal sites there for the English and Dutch programs. And if you haven't found what you're looking for or have further questions, please send them through our web form FEB Advisor, and where you can make an appointment, right? So here you can see the address of the FEB Advisor. So thank you very much. I very much look forward to onboarding you at the Master of Information Management. Thank you.